Hello, everyone. My name is Susan Langford, and I manage the NCBiotech Career Development Network. For our event this month, we are going to tell you everything you need to know about BioWork. Next slide, please. So in this presentation, you're going to hear about the North Carolina Biotechnology Center, NC Bio Network, and BioWork. And so I'd first like to go through and eliminate some confusion because a lot of these sound similar. The North Carolina Biotechnology Center is a private nonprofit that was established over 40 years ago as an economic development agency that supports biotech in North Carolina. We give out grant funding to university researchers, loan funding to North Carolina startup companies, and then we have people who are working on workforce development. And also we go globally to try to attract biotech companies to North Carolina to create jobs. And the RTP area especially is a hub for biomanufacturing jobs, and that's kind of what we're going to be focusing on today. NC Bio Network was established in 2004 to address the growing education and training needs of high-tech, skill-intensive biomanufacturing jobs. And so that's kind of the group of community colleges that offer BioWork. And BioWork is a certificate program that teaches the foundational skills needed to get a job as a process technician in the biotechnology, pharmaceutical, or chemical manufacturing industries. Next slide, please. I'd like to show you a few resources that we have here at NCBiotech for job seekers. The first is our Career Center, which is essentially a jobs board. And this jobs board is unique in that it hosts only jobs that are available here in North Carolina. Next slide, please. And for those of you interested in pursuing a career in the biomanufacturing industry, I'd like to highlight a networking group that NCBiotech supports, which is called Biomanufacturing and Process Development. This is a very active group. They have regular meetings with plenty of time for networking. So if you want to get into the industry, I recommend going to these events and networking with people who, many of whom have jobs in the industry, and they could be even hiring manager level jobs. So highly recommend that. Next slide, please. Please take the opportunity to sign up for our biweekly newsletter called The Dish. This will keep you up to date on jobs, training opportunities, news about the industry, resources, success stories, and events. Next slide, please. And also, I encourage you to join our NC Life Sciences career community on LinkedIn. This is a great way to leverage the power of social media to network with others and hopefully find jobs. So at this point, I'd like to turn over the floor to Dr. Cynthia Lawrence.
Good afternoon, everyone. Avery, if you could go to the next slide, please. Hi, everyone. I just want to give you a welcome. We will be recording this presentation, and it's shared for educational purposes only. If you don't consent to being recorded, please don't turn your camera or your microphone on. Again, I'm Dr. Cynthia Lawrence. I'm the Dean of Biotechnology Programs at Johnston Community College. Avery, next slide, please. So I just want to give an introduction, let everyone go around and introduce themselves, and then we will move on throughout our agenda. So like I said, I'm Dr. Cynthia Lawrence. Ms. Susan has introduced herself. If everyone else on the call that's part of the presentation today, if you will unmute and introduce yourself, please.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Talicia Hunter, and I'm the Director of the Life Sciences Programs at Durham Technical Community College, where we offer the short-term biotech, biomanufacturing, BioWork program, as well as the long-term biotechnology associate and applied science program. It's worth noting that several other community colleges in North Carolina also offer these accessible programs, and we're thrilled to discuss everything we know about BioWork with you today.
And good evening, everyone. My name is Danielle Hussey. I am Wake Technical Community College's Biotechnology Career Navigator. And just like Talicia was saying, we do offer the BioWork class and also 2 associate programs, one bioanalytical lab and one bioprocessing manufacturing.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lynn Tovar, Career Development Specialist in Life Sciences at Durham Tech.
Hello, everyone. I am Darnette Beelan. I'm the Career Development Employment Specialist at Durham Technical Community College, and I also support Wake Technical Community College.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Greg Parr. I'm the Biotechnology Pathway Navigator at Central Carolina Community College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Brenda Grubb. I'm the Department Chair for Biotechnology at Central Carolina Community College, where we offer the BioWork program, as well as the Associates in Bioprocess Manufacturing, and also a Quality Control Certificate.
Okay, Erica.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Erica Vilsaint. I serve as the Executive Director of BioNetwork, which is the life science initiative of the North Carolina Community College System. We serve all 58 great community colleges throughout the state's 100 counties, and we do so by bridging economic development and industry training to our 2-year higher ed students. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to talking more about BioWork today.
All right, thank you. Pacolia, if you're already on the call, if you will please introduce yourself as well.
Yes, I am Pacolia Johnson-Scott, Strategic Workforce Specialist for Novo Nordisk, and I'm happy to join the call today. Thank you.
Okay. Avery, if you'll introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Avery Keith. I work as the Community Engagement Intern at the North Carolina Biotechnology Center, and it is a pleasure to be here as well.
All right, have I missed anyone that's on the call? All right, if I haven't missed anyone on the call, if you will go to the next slide, please. So whenever we mention BioWork and biotechnology, we kind of want to give you an idea of really what is it we're actually talking about. So with life science broadly studies living organisms and processes to develop new solutions. With biotechnology, it's like a toolbox. We work to create solutions to the world problems. We strive to make better crops to feed families, and that would be one of our partners, which is Bayer. We prefer and we like to make medicines, which is Securus and Novo Nordisk. And we're looking into creating alternative fuels and other products from as far as biotechnology, and that's BioMason. All right, next slide, please. So to kind of like break the ice and have everybody kind of start to think about biotechnology, I've got some questions for you. So question 1, in 2000, Intuitive Surgical Company launched a robotic surgical system to assist surgeons with everything from prostate removals to heart valve repairs. The system was named after which famous artist who was known for his anatomical drawings and a portrait of a smirking lady? All right, question 2. Which animal is the only genetically modified pet to be available to the public? Is it 1, a glowworm, which is a genetically modified silkworm that emits a greenish light? Is it a glowfish, a bioengineered zebrafish that comes in an array of colors? Is it a glow mouse, a tiny pet mouse that doubles as a nightlight? Or is it the ever-emerging EnviroPig, a genetically modified pig that eats less and emits less phosphorus waste? All right. Question number 3, what was the first genetically engineered medication? And then question 4, if you were to clone your dog or pet cat, what would the results would you expect? Would your new pet look exactly and act exactly like the same as the parent or pet that it was cloned from? Would your new pet, would it probably look exactly like the parent, but it might act differently? Or would your new pet probably both look and act differently than the parent? Owning a pet, do we think it can't be done? All right. And then for our last questions before we reveal our answers, played by LeVar Burton, Lieutenant Geordie LaForge. He wore a visor, a curved device worn over his face like sunglasses to restore his vision on which TV series in the Star Trek franchise? I would go ahead and go with the Jeopardy music, but I'm already too much of a nerd already. So, Avery, if you will do the big reveal, please. All right. That artist is Leonardo da Vinci. And Geordie LaForge was on Star Trek The Next Generation. And those are automated. So if you click again, Avery, the rest of our answers should show up. So our first genetically engineered medicine was insulin. And you are seeing the fish. Those are the glow fish. And you can find those in like Petco's or PetSmarts. And no, I'm not endorsing those companies, but they are readily available at those stores. And then as far as the cat, because the X and Y chromosome on a cat turn on and off alternatively, you might have the same genetic material, but the fur pattern would be different. All right, next slide. All right, and here is a video that talks about biotech and all its career possibilities.
No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win. No guts, no glory. Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win.
All right, thank you. All right, and we'll turn it over now over to Miss Talicia. She's going to give you an overview of what BioWork is.
Hi, everyone. Again, I'm Talicia Hunter, and I'm representing Durham Tech's Life Sciences program. But today, we're all here to talk about the BioWork certificate course, which is provided by NC community colleges and is designed to accommodate a variety of student backgrounds and career aspirations. Some of you might be about to graduate high school and you're eager to enter a flourishing industry, while others may already be employed and you're seeking a career transition. Regardless of your situation, the BioWork certificate course will elevate your career by equipping you with essential skills needed to start as a process technician in biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, or chemical manufacturing companies. BioWork is currently available at 14 North Carolina community colleges and can be completed in 2 to 3 months, depending on the institution. In certain areas, you can even start your BioWork training as a high school senior through partnerships between local community colleges and the public school system. Additionally, you have the option to take BioWork in person in a traditional classroom setting, 100% online, where some colleges will even offer you a take-home lab kit so you could do those hands-on experience at home. And then we also offer BioWork in a hybrid format, combining online lectures with in-person hands-on labs. Speaking of hands-on labs, BioWork will teach you the foundational lab skills and techniques commonly used in this field, ensuring you're well prepared for the industry. Even if you opt for the online format, again, some colleges will provide you with a take-home lab kit, allowing you to get that practice from home. BioWork is a recognized industry certificate, and you will see it listed as a requirement for numerous entry-level biomanufacturing and life sciences positions. Next slide, please. Now, first, I will want to clarify again what biotechnology and biomanufacturing entails. As previously shared by Dr. Cynthia Lawrence, biotechnology involves leveraging living systems such as plant and animal cells to create products, enhance human quality of life, and improve environmental health. Where biomanufacturing is the production aspect of the biotechnology sector, focusing on creating medicines or biological products that enhance life on the planet. Process technicians, also known as manufacturing associates, collaborate within teams to manufacture the medicines and therapies that positively impact lives by maintaining and controlling those systems. Their responsibilities include preparing lab equipment, acquiring necessary materials, planning the workflow, and monitoring production processes and equipment by sampling, analyzing, evaluating, and documenting observations to ensure efficiency and quality. Some examples of of biomanufactured products include medicines for diabetes and weight loss, vaccines for flu, COVID, therapies and treatments for various cancers and rare diseases, as well as enzymes and proteins used in cosmetics, vitamin supplements, food and beverages, and many other products. Given the variability in job environments, it's essential for process technicians to remain adaptable in their skill sets. Additionally, skills acquired from previous jobs and through your BioWork class and labs are transferable to this industry. Next slide, please. So what is covered in BioWork? The BioWork certificate course comprises of 8 units that equip you with everything you need to kickstart your career, regardless of your background. Topics will include an overview of the biotechnology industry and potential career pathways, safety protocols for working with new equipment in diverse lab environments, basic math necessary for lab calculations, chemistry fundamentals so you could understand those common lab processes, and techniques to maintain product integrity and avoid contamination, particularly when cultivating cells or something known as active pharmaceutical ingredients. With this, you'll also get hands-on experience with various lab equipment and techniques such as pipetting, adjusting pH, preparing media and solutions, taking process measurements, and so much more. Furthermore, you will have the opportunity to collaborate with career development specialists and pathway navigators who will assist you in crafting a new resume, preparing for interviews, and connecting you with opportunities in this industry. As you can see, BioWork was created for you, and we are eager to support you on this journey. That's all I have to share, and now I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, Dr. Lynn Tovar.
Thank you so much, Talicia. I am Lynn Tovar, as I mentioned, Career Development Specialist in Life Sciences at Durham Tech Community College. And I am here to talk to you about BioWork and your career. As you know, it's always good to do your research before embarking upon your career, and that is exactly what you're doing. So I'm glad you're here. To consider BioWork and how it could impact your career, let's actually take one look at one short video that paints a picture of the job market here in North Carolina. Go ahead and play it, please. Thank you.
The language of business is the language of numbers, and North Carolina speaks fluently. The true measure of a thriving life sciences industry goes beyond facts and figures. It's breakthrough research, state-of-the-art technology, and transformative ideas. It's a steadily expanding force of scientists, engineers, and educators pushing new boundaries and making a global impact. All emerging from across the state of North Carolina, including North America's largest research park, 3 Tier 1 research universities, and in the facilities and laboratories of some of the most influential names in the industry. From pharmaceutical and biomanufacturing to human therapeutics, agriculture, and medical devices and diagnostics, talent is teeming, fueled by a pipeline of skilled and trained workers who are a vital part of one of the world's leading life sciences clusters. And there's room for growth, for more bright minds, bright thinking, and remarkable opportunities to explore and discover. All connected to domestic and international markets. All at a cost of living well below the national average. All life, all sciences. All in North Carolina.
Thank you. As you went through this video, I'm imagining that different things jumped out for each one of you. But some things I just hope that jumped out for you is beyond the beautiful North Carolina landscape, is that the life sciences is a steadily expanding force. North Carolina continues to attract life sciences companies, which exciting to me as someone who works to help students and alumni connect with good employment options, means that the job market is continuing to grow. Another key point, there's room for growth for many bright minds and bright thinking. I work with some incredible students and alumni, and I see that your bright minds and bright thinking are valued and will impact this industry. Next slide, please. You've heard Ms. Hunter talk about what is covered in the BioWork certificate course, and important to emphasize is just that this curriculum has been informed by industry and workforce needs. Through taking this course, you are developing the skills and knowledge that is sought by employers, and you're doing this through hands-on learning activities in labs and targeted curriculum in lectures. Additionally, through the interaction that you will have with other students, we see this going on in the classroom. You are developing a peer and alumni network that really will benefit you in your career. This training allows experienced professionals and service members in transition to pivot or transition into a new career area. And also exciting, it paves the way for new professionals to enter into this thriving industry. Finally, and most importantly, is that it provides a number of different opportunities that when people talk about their why, part of their why is often to be a part of improving lives. You're engaging in work that contributes towards saving and improving lives. Also sustainable entry-level wages. This is what I really like as a career advisor, is the opportunity to help students and alumni get jobs that often offer starting wages that are higher than the minimum wage and often higher than most jobs that a person can get with only a high school degree or diploma. And there's opportunity for career growth and upward mobility with increased education and experiences. The BioWork course is a continuing education course, as we were talking about, and is offered through many different community colleges, including Durham Tech, through our open enrollment program, which means that anyone has the opportunity to enroll. And it can also be the starting point for you. For many associates of applied science and biotechnology, the BioWork continuing education course counts towards your degree. So this is a great opportunity, and many of the companies that you'll see highlighted in these different videos offer tuition reimbursement programs for their employees. So it's a really nice jumping off spot. Next slide, please. Some of the things that once you are enrolled in the BioWork certificate program, you will have access to career development support. On the college side, so on our side, BioWork students and alumni are assisted with developing a strong resume that showcases your new skills and knowledge. Also learning how to answer tricky questions and present yourselves well in an interview. You will have ongoing individual consultation about job search questions and concerns, and also participation in hiring and networking events that are offered specifically for students from your school. In addition, you'll have an integrated career development curriculum that has you developing the additional skills you need for your actual job search at the very same time that you are learning about how to write an effective SOP and properly use a pipette. Additionally, BioWork students and alumni really benefit from an expansive collaborative efforts of all the people on this call and more. The collaborative efforts of the North Carolina Biotech Center and of this life science training initiative of the North Carolina Community College System. This results in career fairs that are well attended, that maybe some of you have already attended, that give you the opportunity to connect in person with perhaps your future employer. Also career resources that are offered through the North Carolina Bio Network, and continued outreach and communication with industry to help with networking and knowing the latest job search. If you end up at Durham Tech, it will be my absolute pleasure to work with you in helping you make your career goals a reality. But next slide, please. Oops. I have just lost my as you will see in this slide, there are other multiple career pathways that will help you start a career in the life sciences industry. Next slide, please. Finally, we'd like to share a video that includes some interviews with recent graduates and also some scenes from a recent career celebration that we had at the North Carolina Biotech Center. If you look closely in the group shot, you will notice that there are employers and new employees from various life science companies all coming together to celebrate this growing community.
A program where I could start a career.
And if you
When I
can go
looked
ahead
into
and
the
run the video.
BioWork program, I saw that there's a growth opportunity within this field. I was scared at first, but I took the chance and I loved it. It opened doors in my life that would never be open if it wasn't for this program.
My apprenticeship has changed my career path in several ways. One, it's given me an opportunity that I didn't think I was going to have. I applied to many companies and I just was not having much success. I felt like I needed to change what I was doing, and so when I saw this apprenticeship, it gave me the idea that this is how I can get my foot in the door and get into this industry.
Everything about my start in my career has been because everyone has been so willing to help me learn things and invested in my learning. Everyone that I work with is a teacher to me, and it's pretty amazing to work with all of these people who are experts and take time out of their day to show me what they're doing.
There's just a range of opportunities depending on your personality, depending on what you've been gifted with.
Typically, people think they may not hire someone like me, and it's important to know that diversity exists in life science, and diversity is respected in life science and is encouraged. Don't remove yourself from an opportunity. I think now is a good time to be inspired by the industry if you're interested in joining life science.
And now we're going to kick it over to Greg Parr.
Very good. Lynn, thank you for your presentation. Hello, everyone. Again, I'm Greg Parr, Biotechnology Pathway Navigator from Central Carolina Community College. In the next few minutes, I'm going to step you through the process to get started with BioWork. And this process will help you answer some questions that you have, like how can I connect with a community college? How can I learn more about biotech manufacturing? Where can I take a class? So let's start. And this is the screen that you'll see as the BioWork homepage. So there's a dedicated page on the BioNetwork, ncbionetwork.org/BioWork. And this is the page you'll go to, and I'm going to go through each of these different sections in a little bit more detail. Next slide, please. So the first thing you'll learn is that the process to get started takes about 30 minutes. You'll go through 3 different steps, and I'm going to go through those in more detail. Next slide, please. You'll notice that there are 14 community colleges offering BioWork. If you look on the right-hand side, you'll see that there is a drop-down menu for each school. And next slide, please. When you hit that drop-down menu, you'll learn more about each individual school. You'll find the key contacts for that school, and you'll also learn about upcoming classes. Right now, each of the schools are putting in their spring class schedules. So you may see some that have not been updated yet, but they are certainly coming quickly. So this is a great page to learn more about programs and their availability. Next slide, please. So there are 3 steps to get started. Step 1, select your preferred college or colleges. Step 2, view an information session, and that's the largest part of this 3-step process. It lasts about 25 minutes. And then finally, in step 3, you're going to submit some contact information. Next slide, please. Here's step 1. And on this screen, you're going to be asked to select your preferred college. And I'm going to show you on the next screen how you got to this point. So next screen, please. When you get on this screen, you're not going to see any information, and you put in something to search, and you can pick how many miles away you might want to attend a class. You can put in a zip code, a specific address, or a city, state, and get information back. So you put that in, you hit the apply button, and that applies the selection you made. And the result is you're going to see colleges that are within that radius. Next slide, please. So this is the select your preferred colleges. So to get to the next step, step 2, you have to select at least one college. In this example, I selected Central Carolina Community College and Wake Technical Community College. Why might you pick multiple colleges? You might be interested where you live to take a course, or you might be interested to take a course where you work. So you can pick as many different colleges as you would like from this menu to get more information later in step 3. And then once you have done that, you'll notice that on the right-hand side, Start the Info session is now green. It was gray previously. Once you pick a college, you can go to the next step, which is step 2. Next slide, please. This is step 2, the information section, and this is really an exciting session. There are 19 interactive mini modules that you'll be able to take. They are short in nature, but packed full of great information. So my tip would be take your time with this and feel comfortable with all the new information you're learning about biotechnology. Next slide, please. This will bring you to the end of step 2. You have a choice between going back and looking slide by slide or restarting and doing the entire information session again. What we're going to do for our demonstration is continue to step 3. And so you just click at the bottom of the page and go to step 3. Next slide, please. And this is step 3. This is where you're going to enter contact information. We would like your first name, last name, email, and while phone is not required, it really does help to keep in contact with you. If you notice, Central Carolina and Wake Tech are both highlighted or both checked. It remembered from earlier when you made those selections, but this is an opportunity to also add additional colleges if you'd like. When you're set, hit submit at the bottom of the screen. Next slide, please. And that brings us to the end. And as you saw, and then in summary, getting started with BioWork is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Please visit NC BioWork BioNetwork at ncbionetwork.org/BioWork. Thank you very much for your attention and look forward to seeing you in a future BioWork class. And now I'll turn it over to Danielle.
Well, that was great. We just listened to everything that you needed to know about BioWork. What is life sciences? What is biotechnology? What you learn in BioWork, the benefits that you get with BioWork. We're so lucky to have both North Carolina Biotechnology Center and the BioNetwork Center and all of the community colleges together working as one. As you can tell, we're all on this webinar together. We have plenty of time for questions in the chat. If you have a question, that probably means somebody else has the same question, so go ahead and put it in there. Again, my name is Danielle Hussey. I am representing Wake Technical Community College, and I'm just here to start our career panel discussion. And I do have some questions, maybe from somebody that we didn't hear yet, specifically our industry partner. We have a great partnership with Novo Nordisk, and Pacolia is on the call. So if Pacolia, if you could answer this question, and we'll just wait for other people to put their questions in the chat. Can you tell us why BioWork completers are so sought after in this industry?
Absolutely, and thank you for the question. BioWork completers are highly sought after because the program equips them with industry-specific, job-ready skills that align directly with the needs of the pharmaceutical, biotech, and advanced manufacturing for employers. And also, it's important to know that these skills that are taught in BioWork, in the BioWork certificate program, are transferable skills. So I do find that it is very attractive for an employer to speak with someone who has completed the BioWork program because they possess those transferable skills that are needed in the manufacturing environment.
That's great. We realize that when we look at these job descriptions, a lot of them say BioWork preferred on their entry-level manufacturing associate jobs or process technician positions. So that's great that as the industry, the biopharmaceutical industry can recognize that all the skills that students learn in BioWork is really beneficial for them.
And if I can just add one more piece to that, when we talk about the BioWork program, the BioWork certificate program goes into the FDA compliance portion, goes into GMP, which was answered. Thank you, Talisha, for answering that question in the QA box, because I think it's important when you work in different industries, they're so different. Research is different than biomanufacturing, and the regulations alone are different. So the BioWork program helps to complement what employers are looking for.
That's great. And we also have help from Darnette Beelan. She's going to be monitoring the chat. So at any time, Darnette, if you want to read off something from the chat box, and then maybe somebody from our panel can answer it, or if somebody wants to type it in the chat, the answer too, we can do that as well. Also on our panel is Avery Keith. We're so lucky that you're on the panel. He is a recent BioWork graduate who now has an internship. So Avery, if you would like, if you could answer a few questions, maybe about how you got the internship, but basically just starting from the beginning, what got you motivated to take the BioWork class?
Yeah, okay. So for me, it was really about my passion for the life sciences, and I was also struggling to find a good pipeline into the life sciences industry. It was really difficult to find careers in the life sciences that didn't require a 4-year degree. That was my main holdup personally. But since completing BioWork last fall, I've applied and been accepted for 2 internships to build upon my work experience. Both of which have been absolutely wonderful and have continued to fuel my passion for the life sciences.
That's awesome. And I worked with Avery as one of his career coaches when he was taking BioWork. So it's so great seeing you having this internship with North Carolina Biotechnology Center. If you could tell a new BioWork student, if they're taking BioWork, how can they make the most of their BioWork class and the labs in the class? Since you've recently taken the BioWork class, what would you tell a student how they can succeed in the class?
Okay. I think all it comes down to, in my opinion at least, is passion and dedication. If you have the desire to pursue a career in the life sciences and the dedication and willingness to learn, you can complete BioWork and open a whole lot of doors for yourself in the industry. Really just be diligent with your work, be engaged in the class, and do your best to commit as much as you can to memory. Taking that knowledge with you into the industry is really the ultimate goal of BioWork. And I believe that that goal is achievable for everyone, regardless of education level or any other factor. So yeah, passion and dedication, I think that will see you through and allow you to make the most out of the course.
Great. And I know that you've also taken advantage of every opportunity, every career fair. You worked hard on your resume. And so I know that you've done that too. Just one more question, because I think it's important for everybody to hear from, a new BioWork student. How have you continued to learn or advance in biotechnology?
Okay. So regarding the two internship positions that I've had the opportunity to work with, they've helped me to grow my hard and soft skills, specifically with a specifically with a focus on networking and communication. With
And
my current internship at the North Carolina Biotechnology Center, I've actually been able to act as a liaison on multiple occasions on their behalf. Um, Going to various events, mostly across central North Carolina, and meeting a whole lot of people from various life science companies, which has been really wonderful in getting my name and face out into the industry. That's phenomenal for networking and has been a great experience. Another part of the work that I do with NCBiotech is community outreach. Specifically, one of the things that I'd like to highlight is our biweekly newsletter, The Dish. I'm going to put a link to sign up to that in the chat. It's a really, really helpful resource for job seekers. So that should just be sent to everyone. If you would like to sign up for that, feel free. Absolutely available to everyone. But with regards to The Dish, NCBiotech has their own website. We have a website with a career center in it specifically, which is a super great resource for job seekers in life sciences all across North Carolina. This coast to mountains, wherever you are, we have jobs available for you, probably within 45 minutes of pretty much anywhere. Using the Career Center, I pull jobs specifically tailored to BioWork graduates, and those jobs are sent out in the dish. So again, I send this out on a biweekly basis. So the jobs in that newsletter will be roughly within 7 days having been posted. And this is one of the greatest parts of my job because it's been super eye-opening to me regarding just how many positions there are available. I think typically at any given point, there's close to 2,200 jobs in the life sciences that are open across North Carolina. It's phenomenal.
That's awesome. And it is really the students that take advantage of all, the career coaching and looking at the jobs. That's what I see. Those students kind of get jobs a little bit quicker than, the other students. Okay, so I have another question for anybody that wants to answer it on the panel. What personal qualities set a student apart and make them stand out in getting an interview and a job in biotechnology or the bioprocessing manufacturing? And I know I don't know, Erica, if this is something that you might want to to touch base on? Like, what sets a student apart? What do they have to do in order to get a job, besides taking the BioWork class?
Certainly happy to support that. I was answering a question in the chat, so please excuse me. So yes, one thing about BioWork, because there was another really great question in the chat pertaining to if you're coming from like a 4-year institution that maybe taught you on the basics of, laboratory training that's tied to academic research. It really is all transferable. I think the difference as it relates to BioWork is the hands-on component that's really driven by industry criteria for engagement that you do not always get. Now, you can get that from sister organizations like the Bright Institute or BTech over at NC State University. But it's typically not attached to traditional laboratory-based programming, again, that's tied to academic research. There's nuances to it once you enter the industry itself that is on a larger scale. You start to consider how there's production runs that run well over 24 hours within a day. These places are open 365 days a year, and you're working on timelines that are tied to 12-hour, 10-hour shifts. It's a different dynamic from traditional laboratory-based work. So how can you stand out? One thing I like to reiterate with students is, reach out to individuals. You have the world at your fingertips through social platforms like LinkedIn. And oftentimes individuals just like Picolia are eager to hear from you and eager to hear from you about what questions you have pertaining to industry companies of interest. Being proactive about the trajectory of your life is huge. So don't wait for these opportunities to come to you just because they are in abundance. Be proactive. Go on LinkedIn, reach out to primary, secondary, and tertiary people within your network to ask those questions. Ask for a cup of coffee. It could be a virtual coffee if you'd like, and get maybe 20 or 15 to 20 minutes on their calendar to just engage them with A, how interested you are, and B, maybe you've seen some rotational programs. Plenty of those exist, which get your foot into the door, help you see operations in real time, help you navigate the plant. NCBiotech has this really wonderful ambassador program, which informs you about things to say and do, not just to edify yourself, but to build up your communities if there's folks who might be interested. So again, taking that proactive approach where you have individuals just like us on this panel, find our names, look us up on LinkedIn, request a follow-up meeting conversation to say that, hey, I've got additional questions and something you said triggered X in me. Would love an opportunity to meet with you. That's a really great start. And as mentioned by Lynn, we don't just leave you high and dry with BioWork. We have very intentional programming that follows you actually taking these theory-based and hands-on based training courses. So once the end of your program happens, you have a series of opportunities through these professional development career fair opportunities to truly sit right in front of these hiring companies and be so prepared, right, through the rework of your resume, through career development coursework that's also tied to that theory and hands-on component. So we support you in knowing how to sell yourself because you are your brand. We support you being confident with regards to elevating what your skill sets are and giving targeted responses, given sometimes the time limitations with interviews. And we help you make an impact statement that's lasting. And we also have done the work to build up those relationships for you. So we make it easy. And career fairs actually happen 2 to 3 times within a year. Just to give you an example, there's typically recruitment companies, industry companies, universities, colleges. So any number of institutions are out there ready to hear from you, ready to hear how BioWork has changed your life and what you hope to do with the skills that you've obtained. I hope that answers your question. I know that was a bit long-winded, but
that was great. That answered every aspect of it.
Yes.
From, your elevator pitch, your branding statement, somebody that can tell a good story during their interview, that's going to go really far for them to get the position.
Excellent.
Another question I think other people might want to know, is there any financial support to take the BioWork class? That might be a little different from college to college, but I don't know, Dr. Brenda Grubb, do you in Central Carolina Community College, do you have any support to take the BioWork class?
Yes, there are some scholarships available for paying for the BioWork program. So you can definitely, when you register, we send out information for scholarships. It may be for the tuition and the books. There's also a MOVE program for those that are associated with veterans. So there are various types of funding available. So definitely look into that and ask questions about it whenever you register. We can definitely supply you information about that. And I must say that it is definitely a really good return on your investment. Even if you're paying for it out of pocket, it's not very expensive. It's very attainable for everyone. And the time that you dedicate is very much worth it. Danielle, if I could just speak about the time that it takes. We do offer various formats, so you could take it face-to-face. As Talisha mentioned earlier, there is also a hybrid or online portion. So if you want to dedicate 16 weeks, you only have to come to class 1 day a week for 4 hours. And the rest of the material is online. So you might dedicate 8 to 10 hours each week focusing on that material. As Avery mentioned earlier, you want to really study. Dedicate some time to set aside maybe a couple of hours every day to focus in and get that studying done, because there's a lot of really excellent information. I congratulate all of you for getting on the call and taking the time today to learn about BioWork. There's also an option to take it in an 8-week program where you would come to lab for 4 hours twice a week. So just imagine taking 8 weeks out of your life to really focus, to do something that could change your life forever. So it's definitely a good return on your investment. It's worth the time, it's worth the money, and look at all the support that you have. We can give you information that industry says they know that they're looking for in potential employees, and we can connect you directly with those employers who are looking for you. So I applaud you for getting information, and we're here to help you make that step.
That was great, Dr. Grubb. And that was really my last question. How much time, or, what times are the classes? I think there was one more question, like how much time can a student expect to have to study while they're in the BioWork class?
So we do offer the materials. There's a binder. It's sponsored by the Bio Network, and it has 8 units. When you click on the information that Mr. Parr shared with you, it's going to walk you through all the different chapters that are in the book. So each module, you'll spend, I would say, at least 8 to 10 hours reading and studying the information, but it is laid out so well and it explains everything very clearly, and it's supported by other e-learning modules and videos online in the hybrid portion. So you get a lab manual included, as well as access to a website with lots of material. So it does take some time, but it's very much time well spent.
That's great. That is great. I see there's one more question in the chat. If anybody on the panel want to answer that, it's do employers ever tell you they're looking for certain behaviors or mindsets rather than just specific technical skills? So, Pacoli, if you'd like to maybe answer that as our industry rep.
Sure. So do we come out and tell you directly? No. However, typically when employers are interviewing candidates, we are interviewing for skill and fit. Fit meaning how you work with a team. How do you work within within an environment that is codependent on one another? In manufacturing, there's quite a bit of project work. You may not be a project manager, but there is a lot of teamwork in the manufacturing field. And so that's something that one would want to consider when interviewing for certain roles within the manufacturing industry, is working within a team environment. And so those are the two typically skill sets that we look for, is experience and fit, how you fit within the organization.
I love that Ms. Picolia answered this question, because when it comes to connecting students to job opportunities, she is the queen. And I will add to that industry partners often, in addition to all of that, they want to see that you have a hunger to learn more, a growth mindset, that you're not coming in, I know everything, I know how to do this, I did 4 years, I have my PhD. Well, guess what? Things change between what you learned in school and what we're doing in industry. So just an openness to learn, a growth mindset, and really a desire to work in this industry.
Well, it's been great. It's been great interacting with everybody on the call, and our time is about up. So I think we have one more slide for everybody.
We do have one question
Okay.
in the chat. So great questions and answers. A lot of questions actually have been answered in the chat. We have 8 that was already asked and answered. There is one that was not answered. It says, what challenges do you run into when trying to teach and validate the non-technical side of workforce readiness?
I think I will go for that one if you guys don't mind. One of the mindsets that we're trying to teach whenever we are teaching BioWork is the mindset of the why behind the how, which can be kind of challenging if you've been in the industry. Whenever you're not on the floor, you are doing a lot of read and understand the material. Whenever you go on the floor, when you actually physically see it, then you understand that's why they had me read it. That's why they had me do that. And being able to do the hands-on work whenever you're on the manufacturing floor is also exceptionally helpful. That if you've taken BioWork, you understand this is why I have to be aseptic, because the materials that you're making on that floor go into individuals, and you want it to be therapeutic and not harmful.
Thank you, Dr. Lawrence. And hopefully that answered everybody's questions.
So this is Susan again. I'd like to thank you for joining us this afternoon at our November Career Development Network meeting. I'd like to encourage you to join our next meeting, which will be Thursday, January 15th in the new year. And so this will be, our events will be hybrid, so you can either come to the Biotech Center in person or join virtually. So thanks again for joining us today. I hope this taught you everything you need to know about BioWork.